The Google profile is kind of like a shop window. If you don't dust it off and update it once in a while, people are going to assume you're closed. Welcome to the Handyman System Podcast, your ultimate guide to building and running a successful handyman business. If you are an aspiring or working handyman or contractor and you're looking to learn business pricing, marketing, or automation strategies, you have come to the right place. So join us as we dive into the actual tips and proven strategies to help you nail down your business goals and renovate your path to success. Your hosts are myself, Becca Ellison. I am the CEO of the Handyman System, a marketing agency that helps handyman businesses thrive, and I am often joined by Caleb Ingram, the CEO of North Seattle Handyman. Let's get started. Today we are diving into a very common topic in my world, and this is the topic of your Google business profile. Is it worth the hassle to get? Google has become really annoying in the fact that they are suspending profiles or making it a lot harder to get a profile verified. Between these constant changes, reviews disappearing, weird glitches that Google throws your way, it can feel like a tech headache that you don't really want to deal with. But here's the thing, when done right, your Google business profile can absolutely help fill your calendar and build trust with your community. So in this episode, we're going to talk about what it is, why it matters, how it's changed recently, and how to use it well so that you know what you need to make it work for you and not just something to add to your to-do list. This Google business profile can make a ginormous difference to your business. So to start out, what is a Google business profile? It was once known as a Google My Business. Now it's a Google business profile. So you might hear the acronyms GBP for Google Business Profile or GMB for Google My Business. I tend to say GMB, so if you hear that, that's what we're talking about. It's really all the same thing. It is your free online Google business profile that is the box that pops up when someone searches your business name or types something like handyman near me. It pops up at the top of searches. And if you search for a business near you or a keyword like Mexican restaurants, plumbers, or handyman, your Google business profile is going to show up. It shows things like your business hours, phone number, photos, reviews, services, and links back to your website. Think of it as a digital storefront, but instead of being on Main Street, it's right in Google Maps and in Google Search. It's like your online business card storefront window and word of mouth reputation all rolled into one before anyone even clicks on your website. And the best thing is that it's free, right? So why is it important to have a Google business profile? Why should you care? Really, because at the end of the day, Google is where most people go when they need help. Over 90% of consumers use Google to find businesses that are local, and 98% of people read online reviews before making any sort of decision. Just think of your own actions. How often are you looking at a product or a service and the first thing you do is see what other people have said? If you don't have any reviews for your business, there's a problem. But in 2025, the game is changing a little bit. Google is using AI more than ever, and it's pulling content straight from reviews. If someone searches best handyman for a faucet install in Tacoma, Google might actually quote a specific review from your profile that says just that. If you're looking for something as specific as the best handyman that does faucet installs in Tacoma, and someone has a review saying they were the best and they did a faucet install in Tacoma, Google's going to be like, look, the exact thing you want, and you're more likely to hire that person. So it can be super powerful. So a strong GMB profile can be very effective to your business. It means more visibility, more trust, and more phone calls. And it tells potential clients you're real, active, and ready for work. On the flip side, if your profile looks neglected, has outdated info, doesn't have photos, and reviews are completely not there, it can turn people away before you even get a chance to talk to them. So using it and utilizing it are key. In 2025, things have changed a little bit. It used to be very easy to get a Google business profile, which unfortunately means that bad people and fraudulent people had a lot of fake profiles, got fake reviews, and would scam people, right? So Google in 2025 figured that out in February or March. They took down over 10,000 fake or fraudulent Google business profiles because they found that much of people abusing the system. Now they're a bit stricter in verifying who a business is before allowing them to have a verified profile. If you don't have a verified profile, people can't find you. in the Google Business Profile link. They want to see that your business exists elsewhere online, like a website, social media presence, or other local directories before they're going to approve your profile. If you're just starting out or rebranding, make sure that you have these other digital breadcrumbs in place. Google wants to verify that you're legitimate before they're going to show you potential customers. Just saying, here's my website, isn't always going to be enough anymore. They're going to check and make sure you have a legitimate business license and that it matches the name on your business profile. If it doesn't, they're going to suspend your profile and you have to go through the appeal process, which is a pain, but you still want to go through that. Keep in mind, your Google Business Profile is not a set it and forget it. A lot of business owners do this. This is where you go wrong. They just set it up, never touch it again. The Google profile is kind of like a shop window. If you don't dust it off and update it once in a while, people are going to assume you're closed. So set a weekly task. What is a time of day or a specific day of the week where you have an extra 20 minutes, right? Set a reminder or a task for you to do this every single week. You're going to add a photo from a recent job. Respond to any reviews you haven't replied to and reach out to people that you have finished work for that you haven't asked for a review yet, unless you have that portion automated, right? And then you can also post a quick update, something seasonal, a reminder, a special, even just a call to action. Hey, did you know that we help with light plumbing? We can help you upgrade all of the fixtures in your bathroom. Give us a call. Send us or go to our website. These little tiny bits of upkeep signals to Google that your business is active, and that's going to help you boost the visibility. But if you never touch it, then it's going to get dusty and it's going to get forgotten off in the corner, right? The next thing is that when you're setting up your business profile, you want to optimize it. At first glance, the profile looks like it doesn't have many fields, but there are hidden gems, and you want to utilize as much of the optimization ability as you can. Make sure you have your business name, address, phone, website, and hours in there and accurate. There's something in the Google Business Profile world called NAP, which is your name, address, and phone. We'll discuss if you should show your address in a couple of minutes. NAP consistency everywhere is critical. So your name, address, if you're showing it, phone, website, and hours need to be identical in all of the different places. If you have a Facebook page and you have the information on the Facebook page, make sure it matches Google. You have it in the footer of your website, make sure it matches Google. You have other directories, you're listed in the Chamber of Commerce and on Yelp and on Angie. Make sure that all of that information matches what you show on Google. Critical. Always use Google as your gold standard, and your Google Business Profile as your gold standard, but you need to have all of that filled in and accurate. The next things in your Google Business Profile to optimize is your business description. You want to talk about who you serve, what makes your work different, and naturally include your city and service areas. You have 750 characters, which is like a somewhat lengthy paragraph. Fill it in as much as you can. Try and get up to the 600 to 700 character amount. Include things about you, how long you've been in business, your experience. Are you licensed? What are your favorite services to do? What are the cities that you work in? Fill in all of that because Google loves content so that it has context. It's not going to show you if it doesn't have context about what you do and why you're different than other people. A 2-sentence line is a lot less context than filling out a full paragraph worth, right? The next thing is your services. If you have a website, Google will auto-populate the services that it thinks are relevant to you. You can add your own services as well. If you click on them, you can then add a description. And in the description, you can talk more about the service that you offer. You can use additional keywords like installation, repair, upgrades, and the cities that you work in. So let's say you do drywall repair. You can have a service that says drywall repair in Seattle. And in the description, it says we offer drywall repair and installation services to fix holes in your drywall for homes all over Seattle, Kirkland, Bellevue, Linwood, Edmonds, and just list all the areas that you work in, right? In each of those areas, you have 300 characters, which is about 2 long sentences, right? So you want to fill those in and update because content equals context. You do this once, you do it well, and then you don't have to do it again, right? So it's worth the time. The next is your photos. You need to have photos. You need to have your logo. You need to have photos of you, of your team doing the work, branded photos of your trucks, before and after photos, even happy client moments if they're okay with you putting them up there. You got to have the client permission, and photos of you. Like, having photos of you matters. People want to know who they're hiring. And then a hidden gem that most, especially service-based businesses, skip right past is a product section. This is a really interesting one because the product section is the only place on Google that you can add a link to other parts of your website. And it is a great little hack to give more content and context to Google if you have specific pages for different services. So you can have a product section that, if you have a drywall repair page on your website, put a product that says drywall repair in Seattle or whatever your main city is. Put in the description of what you do in your drywall repair and then the link specifically to that page on your website. And that will help you get more of the drywall repair searches. If you also work in Edmonds and you have an Edmonds service area page on your website, you can say Handyman Services in Edmonds, and then you can put that link and that information on there, and that will help you show up for the people that are searching a handyman near me when they're in Edmonds. Okay, to just circle back, optimize your profile, your name, address, phone, website, hours, all of that needs to be filled out accurate and consistent everywhere online, including your website. Add your services and service descriptions with keyword-rich descriptions. Fill out your business description and tell people who you are, why you're different, what areas you work in. Add photos that give context, before and afters, photos of your team, branded photos, work behind the scenes, all of that type of stuff. And then if you want to do the product section, if you have additional pages on your website, that is a hidden gem that can be very, very powerful. The best part is all of these things that I just mentioned are things that you can access on your phone via the Google Maps app as long as you are logged into the email that is attached to your Google business profile. You can keep it fresh even when you're stuck in traffic or waiting to get to the next client's job. Okay, so let's talk about your address. Should you list your address if you have a service area business? So essentially, you don't have a commercial property, people don't come to you, you work out of your home. Should you show your address on your Google business profile? The answer is no. You should be listed as a service area business, and you're going to list all of the towns and cities that you work in, and it will give you a service area versus a pinned address. You should not put your house. The pinned address is only if you have a commercial space where clients actually walk in. And Google has gotten stricter on this. You shouldn't use a home address. Those fly under the radar sometimes, but it is not suggested unless clients come to you. You cannot use a PO box, and you can't use a co-working space because Google knows which ones are co-working spaces and PO boxes, and they'll just tell you no. If you do something sketchy and they find out, they're going to suspend your profile, which is not worth it. So the best approach for most handyman, just list yourself as a service area business. You can add your city and surrounding zip codes or just name off the different cities, and you're not going to be penalized. And that's what most of your competition is doing anyways, so you want to lean into it. Next, we're going to talk about reviews, right? How often do you see a Google business profile and there's no reviews on it? You just skip right past. You don't even pay any attention. And that's what's happening to your clients if you have no reviews either. But I get it. Asking for reviews can be a little awkward. But at the end of the day, your reviews matter. They're how the stranger is going to decide if they trust you, right? They help you show up higher in search as well. Content equals context. And the more content you have, the more context Google has. Google's AIs might actually quote those reviews when people are looking for a similar specific need that review talks about. I get it. Asking can feel weird. Most people are happy to leave reviews. The thing is, you just got to make it frictionless for them. You can ask them before you leave. I've had clients bring up their Google business profile on their own phone and text it to the client and say, here's the link. Could you just do this real quick? And while they're standing there, that can be real awkward. But like if you're direct enough, that can really work to get you more reviews. You can have business cards that are created that have the QR code on it that can make it so that people leave a review. There are lots of different ways that you can do it, and you can automate it too. You can add the review request to the end of your invoices, to the bottom of your emails. And then you can automate it after you mark the job as complete. The system can send out a review request and then follow-ups until they leave a review. People usually need 2 to 3 follow-ups to remember. Imagine you send a text out saying, hey, can you leave a review? And the client's in the middle of a meeting and they glance at it, they're like, oh, I'm going to do that. Or they've got 3 kids in the grocery store and they're like, oh yeah, but they're not going to do it right then. They have the best of intentions and then they forget. But if you then send a follow-up message the day later, they might be like, oh yeah, that's right, I meant to do that. And if you give them the specific link where it just takes the friction away, they click on it, they leave the review, makes it super easy for them. So automating it as much as possible helps if asking them feels awkward or you just forget to do it, right? Automation is going to help take these mundane portions of your business and make it happen so you don't have to think about it. The next thing, this is a bonus tip. There is something called Bing Places, and it's basically Bing's version of Google Business. And why am I even mentioning it? It takes about 5 minutes to log in and say, hey. It takes about 5 minutes to just say, you can go to Google. Bonus tip, you want to also submit your Google Business profile to Bing Places. Now, why am I bringing up Bing at all? Because 1, it's really easy, and 2, it's actually what ChatGPT uses as their search preference and search what they're using to find answers. So if you aren't found over on Bing, as the world kind of moves more into asking ChatGPT or other AI questions, you're going to be lost in the sauce if you don't have a profile over there either. And Bing Places is super easy because you can literally just say, Google, how do I submit my business to Bing Places? It will bring it right up, log in, and it says, do you have a Google Business profile? You say yes, give it the link. It pulls in the Google Business profile. You don't even have to do it yourself. It just brings it in and you're good to go. This matters because more and more people are using ChatGPT to find businesses and get recommendations, and ChatGPT pulls from Bing search results, not Google. While today, Google still dominates with over 90% of global search traffic, usage trends are shifting. A 2024 study found that over 100 million people use ChatGPT every week, and many of them are starting to trust it like a search engine because they don't have to make the decisions. They just say, hey, Chat, what's the best handyman that I could use? Because they can just look at it and say, hey, Chat, I need to hire somebody to help me with these 4 services. Find me a home repair or handyman pro. And then they're going to come up and say, here are the top people that we suggest. And then you have like 3 people to choose from. Chat is pulling that off of Bing. So making sure you have your profile over on Bing is just as important. Now, at the end, this is one of the last things that we're going to talk about here before we wrap this up is just to recognize that there is a bit of a catch here. And that catch is that Google can pull the plug. They can remove your Google Business profile whenever they want. They are the masters of this game. Even if you're doing everything right, Google can remove or suspend your profile, and you want to safeguard yourself against that because you don't want to have 100-something reviews and then Google shuts your business profile down, doesn't give it back to you, and you don't have those reviews anymore, right? So you want to screenshot your reviews. You can do it as soon as you get them, once a quarter, or just put it on your calendar. You can also use automations to back it up. As soon as somebody leaves a review, that review gets added to a Google Doc. You want to have more than just a Google Business profile. You want to have other online touch points, like a website, Yelp, Facebook. You want to have an ecosystem that people who are needing your services can find you in, not just Google. So you're not just completely dependent on Google, even if Google is a priority. All right. Let's wrap this up. Your Google Business profile is one of the best free marketing tools you have. It's how you can dominate in local SEO searches. The key is to keep your info updated, add fresh photos, respond to reviews, use your keywords, and leverage your services, descriptions, and product section. Next, you can build trust with automation. Always ask for reviews and build your reputation with automation instead of doing it manually. Back everything up with a strong website so that people learn more about you, which is another place to show your reviews. Okay, so don't forget, once you have your Google Business profile, you're going to want to also submit it to Bing Places. That's going to help expand your visibility even further, especially as more folks turn to the AI-powered platform to chat. If you're like, you just said a lot of things about automating, and I don't really understand what you're talking about, and I really want to lean in on that, reach out to us. You can book a call at thehandymansystem.com/call, and we can talk to you about how we can automate and help you systemize your business using the tools that you're already using, or help you build something if you don't have anything at all yet. Could you leave us a good review? Whatever podcast app you're on, if you are on a podcast app that doesn't give the opportunity to leave a review, go look for the Handyman System on Google Business Profiles. Find us, leave us a review right there. It really makes a humongous difference and helps us reach more home service pros like you. Until next time, keep building, keep showing up. So that wraps up another episode of the Handyman System Podcast. I hope you found today's insights valuable. Remember, success isn't just about knowing the right tools, it's about taking action and building your business every single day. If you've enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with anyone you think might find it valuable. Until next time, keep building and keep improving.